If these snakes mate, they may produce a clutch of up to 30 eggs. Pythons are unique amongst reptiles. The female, who stays with the eggs, raises her temperature and that of the eggs by quivering her coils around the clutch. She keeps this up for as long as 2 months. Scientists believe this unusual behaviour enables pythons to successfully incubate and protect otherwise vulnerable egg clutches. No one knows exactly how far the rock python's ranges extend in the wild. I hope to find some answers in West Bengal, where the Himalayan mountains rise, where I'm headed next.
Come on, you two. Let's go.
After I've released these lovers. The big discovery of recent years is what pythons can do with their insides. Between meals, they let their liver, kidneys and guts wither away. When they feed, they regrow them and turn up their metabolic rate to 44 times its resting speed. This is the biggest gear shift in the natural world, and it's never been studied in the wild. I'm heading for Garumara National Park in the far north of West Bengal state. This is the Indian heartland of the Burmese rock python. In my experience, wild Burmese can be aggressive snakes. It was a Burmese that attached itself to my face. But it's not just pythons I'll have to be careful about while I'm here. Bengal is home to wild elephants, rhino and leopards. Entering the core area of Garumara is normally forbidden. A python has been reported near the river, but I can only go into the area on a domesticated elephant. Inside this core area, a gun guard must accompany me to scare off inquisitive rhino. There are only 2,400 Indian rhino left. To see them in the wild is always a privilege. That rhino is the one species out of the 5 species of rhino that is the most armoured. It's the one that you see all the old lithographs from Victorian and earlier eras where they drew these huge armoured tanks. They're representations of this Indian one-horn. And he really does look like he's wearing a suit of armour. This area is very different from Rajasthan. Here in the Himalayan foothills, it's wet. Rivers run off the mountains and there's a lot of marshland. In my experience, it's this kind of habitat that the Burmese rock python is found in. And it could be a clue as to why Indian and Burmese rock pythons have never been found in the same place. One of the elephant mahouts has seen a large python nearby. Totally different perspective to being on the elephants. Time is of the essence, so I'm given special permission to set off on foot, with a gun guard, just in case. When you're down at ground level, you can really appreciate the security here, the fact that you have to have a gun guard with you, because you could actually walk right up to a rhino in this grass and it wouldn't know you were there until you almost stepped on it. Then it'd freak, then it'd kill you. Wait. And there. Yes, there's a python. Whoops. Wait. Nah, find the head end with that, it comes out and grabs a hold of me. Come on, my friend. Yes, that's what I expect from a wild Burmese. This is a Burmese rock python, and this is the one that's mostly distributed in Southeast Asia, Indochina. It's actually striking. It could sense my breath, so it knows where my face is, and it's actually making very positive attempts to bite me in the face, which obviously, your breath. Obviously I'm not so keen on. Now you can tell this is a Burmese rock python as opposed to an Indian rock python. First impressions, there's a lot more yellow in it, whereas the Indian rock python is sort of more a light grey, creamy colour, where this is yellow. But the most definitive thing to look for is a particular scale under the eye. And it's found in the Burmese rock python between the eye and these upper lip scales. And in the Indian python, you don't get that.
There's another python.
Another python.
Yeah, python.
Where?
Yeah.
Right here under the feet.
Okay,
Big size.
Yeah, big size.
okay. Where? Bloody hell, it's a big one. A python in the hand and one in the bush. This should be interesting. Could you take this one off me, Mr. Chowdhury? Okay, and I'll go after this big fellow. Let's lose my hat. Ah, yes. I almost put my hand in his mouth. Got him. Got him now. I have got him now. There's a lot of coils under here. Up again. That's about 16 feet, which means that it is a good sized adult Burmese rock python again. Its eyes are milky blue. In a couple of days, it will rub its mouth to split the skin along the lips. It will slide out of this old skin, leaving a transparent inside out remembrance of itself, and you will have a brand new, beautiful patterned Burmese rock python. Do you think you can give me a hand to pick it up? Some weight there. So we'll see if I can actually, over my shoulders. Sometimes when they're about to shed their skin, snakes can be quieter than usual. Maybe it's also eaten recently. Digesting a meal could be another reason to lie up quietly. Yeah, I'd say it's probably around my weight, 130 pound. The reason I'm weighing it like this, of course, is because we're in the middle of nowhere. There aren't any bathroom scales handy. So it's just an estimate, with large snakes that I've picked up before. I've been looking for a python that's eating. This is the next best thing. I put him down now because he was heavy, but also because he took the opportunity to have a dump. This is snake feces, and if you look at this is full of fur, probably deer, and tiny bits of mostly digested bone. There's not much left. Digests pretty much everything else. Ideal way getting rid of the mother-in-law. Feed her to a python. No embarrassing dental records. This python could devour prey approaching its own weight. Wild pigs, deer, even a 4-foot leopard have been swallowed. This is a very successful sit-and-wait ambusher. Lies coiled in the grass, doesn't get bored, just sits there and waits for its senses to tell it there's something coming. Pythons use their inner ear to detect approaching prey through ground vibrations. The forked tongue chemically tastes prey in the air. Pits on the lips sense the heat of the prey's body to hundredths of a degree. Then the python strikes. It grips the prey with its teeth and... because nothing can escape from these coils once they're wrapped around the chest of the animal. You can see the loose skin here. There's plenty of room in there. Of course, it won't be able to feed again until it shed its skin, and then, although it might wish to feed, it may not feed for some time. It has the ability to go for an awful long time between meals. Unlike mammals, reptiles don't generate their own body heat. A lower energy requirement means rock pythons can fast for up to 18 months. And rock pythons have taken reptile efficiency one stage further. At the end of the digestion process, this snake is at its most amazing. It lets its internal organs shrivel up. This is metabolic regulation on a grand scale. It's made pythons hot property in the study of physiology for all vertebrates, including you and me. Rock python bodies generate greater extremes of activity and inactivity than any other animal. Scientists believe this reptile could hold the key to some of the mysteries of our own health and longevity. Come on then. Off you go. That's what you want. You want to go and get out of the sun. Because rock pythons eat so much, so infrequently, they are the perfect model to study metabolic processes invisible or undetectable in humans. But all this python science is lab-based. In the wild, where pythons may take their largest prey, neither python feeding nor digestion have been studied at all. In Chhattisgarh, where I'm going next, I hope to find out if Indian and Burmese pythons live in the same habitat. But to do that, I have to be ready to counter a bear attack. I've caught both Burmese and Indian rock pythons, and I've got one more chance to find a snake that's actually feeding. I'm on my way to Chhattisgarh, where I wonder if I'll be the first person to find both Burmese and Indian rock pythons together, as long as I can avoid those sloth bears. I'm developing my own theory on why the Indian and Burmese rock pythons haven't been found in the same place before. All the Burmese pythons I've found have been in or around water. The Indian pythons were in the dry scrub of Rajasthan. Maybe water is the determining factor in their distribution. Either that or I'll find them together in Chhattisgarh, in bear country. I'm going to check on the progress of my bear cage in the town of Pendra.
Afternoon. Let's see what you've done. It's plainly not finished yet, but it's coming along. We're going to try and film sloth bears. And this isn't really overkill, because they do kill people. And only recently, one bear attacked 5 people and actually ate one of them.
25 miles away is the heart of the Merwahi Forest Reserve. This is rural India. The population is engaged in farming. Competition for food resources and land causes the bear attacks. Seeing victims of sloth bear attack is shocking, but these are the lucky ones. Bears do kill, and although it doesn't often happen, victims have been eaten by the bears, skulls cracked open and brains devoured. This bear, captured by the forestry department, gives me a chance to see one up close before going into the field. I hope I'm safely in the cage if one appears when I'm looking for pythons. Just in case I was thinking of venturing out of the cage at night when both bears and pythons are most active, I've been invited to visit the local hospital and meet the latest victim.
This is Shri Gulab Singh. He had one lacerated wound over here, then another lacerated wound which started from here, went like this, and his whole scalp was like this.
It almost scalped him.
Yeah. Then again, one more lacerated wound was over here, which was also like this. So I put the flaps back and stitched it. Then he had one lacerated wound over here.
Are these all claws or any from the bite?
No, they all are from claws. Bear generally doesn't bite.
The injuries seem to be a beam from the back, so presumably he was trying to run away, was he?
He wanted to run away because he was caught from here. Then he wanted to run away. Then there were nail marks all over here. Here there was again a lacerated wound on the neck, and he was unconscious for 3 days because of the mental trauma. And he has come out of his unconsciousness, and mental shock is coming out.
This is a common occurrence with bears?
This is a common occurrence over here. I receive about one patient like this in a week.
Really, that many? Do we know how the accident happened, where he actually was when he was attacked?
In fact, he was working in his fields around 5 p.m. when the sun was setting, and the bee had come out in search of their food and all that. And he found this person and he attacked him.
My cage left the ironmongers in Pendra at 10 o'clock this morning, with a promise that it would be on site and assembled by mid-afternoon. But it weighs well over 1,000 pounds, and it's taken all day by tractor just to get it to the edge of the forest. Now my team of welders have to get the cage into position and bolt it together before nightfall. I can't help thinking of Mr. Gulab Singh at the hospital. He was mauled at 5 p.m. It's now 5:15. We can hear bears off in the woods already, just up here. Oh, we've only just arrived at the cage. We've got to get this put together yet. Interested to see what everyone does if one comes bowling down here amongst us. That's got it. There's that old theatrical line. Bear enters stage left. It's behind you. It's dark out here. This is the finished cage. Welded iron construction and a full roof. These panels in the sides allow me to see out, but have a quick release to drop down if the cage is charged. It's heavy, so it can't be tipped over in a bear attack. Now it's just a case of waiting and hoping. I can't use torches or lanterns, of course, because although sloth bears have got poor eyesight, even they'll spot that and disappear back into the forest. So I'd have a job seeing them if it wasn't for the fact that I've got this piece of technology, image intensifiers. Without the image intensifiers, spotting animals would be impossible. It's so dark I can't see my hand in front of my face, let alone a sloth bear in the forest at night. Yes, there he is. He's just in the bush line, tree line. He's gone. It's frustrating, it's tantalizing, because I dearly want to get one on camera. This is the recommended method of travelling in bear country. Bears don't like fire, and this is to protect yourself from attack. Last time I carried one of these was in Birmingham, Black Sabbath concert. The bears have taken a lot of time away from my python hunting. So far, I haven't found any pythons here, let alone Indian and Burmese. But now I'm back out searching for reptiles. Bear cage is down there. I'm told there are sloth bears actually denning in the big pile of rocks behind me. And although it looks great lizard country, I've been warned not to go up there. But I've just seen a lizard come out over here. 9:15, first one in the morning, early morning basker, and I might be able to catch him before he's fully warmed up. I'm after pythons, but I'm always ready for a bit of lizard fishing. It takes a steady hand and a soft step to get this Noosa fishing line anywhere near these super fast lizards. I got him. This is Blandford's rock lizard, and it's a typical rock-dwelling lizard because it's...
Hey, Mr. Mark.
Yes?
Oh yeah, there is a very big snack.
Okay, I'll drop this lizard, I'll catch you another one. Typical. The snake is in the pile of rocks I've been warned not to approach. But this could be the only one I find here, so no way am I missing out. Let's just hope the bear doesn't have a sore head if I wake him up. Python. It's an Indian python. Right, thank you. Now, how to get him out? Just got to get hold of some of this coil. He's got too good a pivot point. Ow! Crushing my fingers against the rock. It's not often, if I can see the snake, that I don't manage to catch it. It's very rare. Obviously, I won't
injure the snake to get it out, but if I can drive it out so I can catch you without it getting hurt, I'd be very pleased. I'm going to go up and just see what the situation is up here. No. I doubt very much whether we're going to get him, because he can just wedge himself in, just pump up those muscles. In actual fact, I'd got my hand around the coil of his body and he was crushing my fingers against the rock. They are very strong, and this one's only about 5 foot long, but immense power in those coils. So you can see what it'd be like to get constricted by one.
An Indian rock python in a dry environment, and further searches of this dry woodland have revealed no Burmese rock pythons in this locality. Nothing proved for certain, but I think my theory is right. Indian and Burmese rock pythons will not be found together because they like different habitats. If only I could organise an all-Indian study, I feel certain I could even prove that these rock pythons are entirely separate species. And if the lab studies could be tried on snakes in the wild, we might find that rock pythons are even more amazing than scientists already think.
Up next, he'll go anywhere.
After all my efforts, I'd rather like to see a wild sloth bear close up. Tonight is my last opportunity. I've put out lots of honey and fruit bait to attract the bears into the clearing by the cage. Now I must just sit and wait.
It's very hard to sit here and not go and investigate the various sounds. You know, if the bear won't come to the cage, maybe I've got to go to the bear. I heard a sound in the woods just up the way there. Just leaf litter and twigs being broken. I can hear him snortling now. He's coming. And shortly afterwards I can see a black shape, and it is a bear. Definitely a bear. Yes, there he is.
Bears behave like most mammals, like us. They feed every day, or every night, just to keep their metabolism going. When we look at a bear, looking at something familiar, a distant cousin. But the python is as alien to us as any large animal could be. It can go months without feeding, letting its organs wither, with only the sun to heat its body. Yet it's pythons that could be about to teach us how our bodies work, about curing disease and about longer life. But even for a reptile fan like me, this is amazing. He can't be more than 20 feet away.
That was really something. You know, we've been waiting a long time to get a view of a sloth bear like that, and now we got it. It's brilliant. He may come back, I don't know, but I don't mind if he doesn't, because that was excellent.
Here in Chhattisgarh, I found more evidence for my wet and dry theory. But I can't really prove anything yet because of the lack of basic information on wild python ecology. Synthesized hormones and proteins from rock pythons could help fight human disease within a decade. But for that to happen, we need to be able to study them in the wild as well as in the lab. And that won't be possible in India unless researchers are allowed to come to grips with their own wild rock pythons.
Up next, get ready for a Mark O'Shea Cobra adventure. He goes deep into India to dispel a myth that killing a cobra causes the other cobras to seek revenge. All seems to be going well until O'Shea discovers a 10-foot king cobra that seems to remember him. Could the myth be true? Find out next, right here on Animal Planet. And find Animal Planet at discovery.com.